Thank you for tuning in to another edition of the Vulcan Report. This Vulcan Report is for trading on Tuesday, January the 16th, 2018. Looking at the tech sector, looking at the QQQ, and you come to see that the rally is still intact on your weekly chart. Same thing on the daily chart. In pre-market trading, the market is jumped up over $1 from where it settled, and it is now starting to go to the next leg up. So when you have these type of parabolic moves, it usually does extend out. Now we have Mad Rampage coming up that will take this rally into the summer. So we'll be watching this to see what further develops. However, the big story is what's happening in the futures in the overnight market. So let's jump into what's going down. Currently, Bitcoin futures is down $2,050, trading at 11,895. Dow futures is up 231 points in the overnight market at 26,000. That's right, you heard it. The Dow has broken 26,000. Let that marinate just for a moment so that you can understand what that means. Dow, 26,000. The NASDAQ is at 6,800, up 40, over 6,800. The S&P 500 up over 2,800. Russell over 1,600. Gold 1334.20. Silver 1704. Crude oil broke $64. Broke the $64 handle. Bonds has managed to rally itself back above 150. Beans 966.25. Euro up over 122. The dollar just a tad below 91. So what is going on in the crazy markets to start this new year off? That is the big question. And where does the market go from here? Well, that's what we're going to take a look at. What say you, market? Let's find out. Coming into today, we do have a plethora of alerts. On the negative side, we have crash alerts. And that is on the U.S. Steel, USO, Under Armour, NVIDIA has one. The Kiwi, New Zealand dollar has one. IBM has one. First Majestic Silver has one. Dry Ships has one. Even the XIV. Even Advanced Micro Devices. But the question is it going to manifest? I'm going to say probably not. I think it's not likely that you will see a manifestation anywhere near that. I believe that the bull market in equities is just at the beginning stages. And I think that's going to play itself out in the coming days and weeks ahead. However, on your Bitcoin, as you look at the chart here, it's hitting new contract lows. It's a new contract. And already, it's tanking. And the reason for that is because, remember, you have a lot of new money that was on the sidelines, ignoring this market since 2011. Now at 2018, everybody who missed it wants to be part of this. So what are they doing? Taking the prices way down so they can get involved. Right now, it's a short candidate. Every rally is being sold. All right, that's what you see going on here. On the daily chart, you're in an established bear market trend. On the weekly, it is the same thing, starting to take shape. Now, what do you think you're going to see? You're going to see people starting to pile on. People are going to be buying, thinking that it's at a bargain, only to have prices drop much, much lower. You're in an established bear trend in the Bitcoin. And unfortunately, it's looking to take the altcoins with it. That is what the chart is saying. This is not a buy the dip chart. This is a bear chart. Bear chart. New lows. New lows. Got lower highs coming. This is the beginning leg of the move. And it just is what it is, folks. Here you are. Let me pull it up for you from a different perspective. Let's look at the 4-hour chart here. As you can see, you're well below the Kumo cloud. All of your trend lines pointing down. This could continue for some time. It is what it is. For the next few days at least, you're looking at lower prices. And this will extend out until January, somewhere around and on around January the 22nd. By January the 22nd, the market will be in a position to put in a new leg down. A lot can happen between now and then to change that. All things being equal, if it does not, then you're looking at another leg down on or about January the 22nd. All right, that's your Bitcoin and altcoin analysis. You're hitting new lows, folks. You're bearish. This market is being sold. All right. Not what people want to hear, I know. I'm the bearer of bad news. All right, let's look at the gold. Switch this back. All right, what is gold saying? Gold is remaining bullish on the weekly chart. Sideways, but still bullish. This is important. Market needs to close above 1351 this week. If it can do it, then you're looking at the formation of not a head and shoulders pattern, something totally different. We're looking at the next leg up, which will bring the market to that 1400 level. Failure to take out and close above 1351 would show a head and shoulders pattern, of which the market would fall down. I'm of the opinion, though, that that's not going to happen, and that you're going to see the beginning leg, the next leg up of a bullish run. All systems are go right now in gold. You got rampage coming too. It will take you into the summer above 1350. Taking a look at silver. Silver is in that Kumo cloud that I was telling you about. Kumo cloud of death, sideways consolidation, and probably will not break out until April. So I expect sideways to slightly lower prices leading up until April. And then that's when the market has a chance to really turn bullish and make a nice run. Right now, it's hitting up against resistance and consolidation, so really no reading here other than what I just told you. What about crude oil? It's off to the races, starting to form a pattern similar to the QQQ, the NASDAQ. And you got rampage coming, which will take this market possibly to the $70 mark somewhere in the summer, somewhere in mid-July. All right, and last but not least, GDXJ, trying to get deeper into that Kumo cloud, will probably stay consolidated, all things being equal, from now until summer. I just don't see any clear direction on this one yet. That had a good bounce off those bear market lows, but you got resistance here and consolidation, and you still have a bearish configuration. It needs to break that before we see anything else. And what about the bonds? Bonds are doing exactly as I told you they would do last year. Remember what I told you? Here you are. You're in a bear market. You came up against the resistance and the consolidation cloud. Now you're dropped below the cloud. Right now, your trend lines are still kind of in it. If these trend lines break out to the downside, then that's going to put more pressure on this. And right now, I'm letting you know, all things being equal, unless the tide turns, eventually your bonds are in trouble and could drop below par. Can you imagine the bonds dropping below parity again? It's been a long time since you've seen that. Some of you have never seen that. I have. And yes, it can happen again. And at this stage, it might happen, especially if they fail to prop it up like they've been doing for the last decade. All right. So this is what you're doing. This is what's happening. Momentum picking up to the downside. These trend lines fall to the bottom side of this cloud, then it's a wrap. Bonds will eventually drop below parity. As for now, you're just flat line for the foreseeable future. Not too much to see there. All this talk of the dollar. Dollar's in free fall right now, same thing. Trend lines, everything priced below the Kumo cloud of death. And you're looking at a possible new leg down sometime in the summer, sometime in July. All things being equal. And right now you're at 90. You're right where the Trump White House needs the prices to be. Really can't drop any lower than that, or it's going to mess up his import-export plan. So their hands are really tied here. They can't really do a lot. It's a lot they cannot do. So we'll see if they are successful or not. But we could have some ramifications on this that stretch far and wide. We'll see what happens. You know, there's talk of the looming government shutdown and how that's going to play. You know, every time they get to the debt ceiling talks and government shutdown talks, they always find a way to agree and they avert disaster. They'll do the same thing again. This is not something that's beyond their control. They're in very much control of it. Now, all things being equal, I do have rally alerts possible for the GDXJ, just so you know, and gold in general. It's a possible momentum shift or trend shift. So we do have possible bullish momentum that could compel the market to go a little bit higher. We'll see, but that is on a weekly. We have a rally alert on the weekly. We also have it for the gold spot, and so it's a gold spot in GDXJ. So we'll see. Markets still trying to figure out what they're going to do for the most part. It's still new, all right. This is a new year. It's only January the 16th, so markets are still trying to find their footing. So we'll see what happens overall. Other than that, not a whole lot to talk about. It just isn't. There is news coming out of China. China's really trying to bear down hard on this whole crypto mining and Bitcoin. They're really trying to make it impossible. There's been a lot of rumors and stuff coming out, but this time it seems to be more fact than rumor. Mainstream news is reporting it, not just the alternative media. It was all over the Bloomberg, just so you know. And China's talking about actually blocking certain sites, certain exchanges. Remember, I told you guys a long time ago that you wanted to start trading, while the time was good and right, because in the future, the governing bodies could make it very difficult for you to get involved in trading. Does anyone remember me saying that? Going all the way back to the late, great Charlie McGrath? I did tell you that. See, you want to get involved sooner rather than later in things, because then you can build up a nest egg to be able to do other things. You don't want to get in at the tail end of something, because then you've missed all that opportunity. I don't know how much more I can say stuff, so I'm letting you know again, folks. Do something about your future now. All right? Take it back. Take back the reins. Do what you got to do. Get involved. Learn how to trade these algorithms. Learn how algorithms are reshaping the world as you know it, and are involved in everything. Even decision-making processes are being given over to algorithms. All right? But just keep in mind, algorithms are not perfect. They're not God. They're only as good as the programmers who program them. The programmers' philosophies and belief systems and opinions are always going to be factored into the coding. Don't ever forget that. All right? A man, everything about a man, his morality, his beliefs, all that is going to be factored into the processes. All right? The algorithms are not perfect. Just at the end of the day, an algorithm, computer, is just a glorified calculator. It will only output what you put into it. It's data driven. It's based on its inputs. All right? It can't make anything up beyond its programming. It can never operate outside of its programming. It can never operate outside of its programming. It can never operate outside of its programming. It is impossible. All right? I'm just saying. With that, PulseWaveTrading.com. Come learn how to trade these markets, navigate the world of algorithms. Learn how to do it properly so that you can pass something down to your children. All right? PulseWaveTrading.com. Remember, bulls make money, bears make money, and pigs get slaughtered. Remember to take what you can, and give nothing back. Peace.